Good evening everyone, welcome to round 15 of the WWRL Championship here on F1 2018. The closing stages of the season are upon us, and this is a great chance for drivers to carry on their momentum from Singapore last time out. 5 rounds to go after this one. So yeah, it's sad to say it, but the championship is coming to an end, and Russia should provide some great action. 3.6 miles, 18 turns, and a lot of chance for overtaking, especially into turn 1 and into turn 13 after that long dose of DRS. A technical third sector really challenged the driver's abilities. Edge actually is in the lead of the championship, unsurprisingly, but Jasper and Bass have both closed up that gap after Edge missed Singapore last month. His teammate though took the win. Light Cruiser takes his first victory of the season. It was coming, and thankfully for him, it took him 14 rounds, but he's finally managed to get to stand on the top step of the podium. Milken 5th, Anonymous in 6th, Salank in 7th, and Satoshi in 8th position. The qualifying standings are coming up on your screen, and it is a big mix-up. Diesel on pole in the Sauber, alongside Popo Gamer in the Williams. Anonymous and PLZ make up the second row of the grid, and Edge and Light Cruiser, 2 Renaults. They're all side to side like in most races, but instead of being in the front row, it's the third row for them. That's all they have to settle for. Kalesi, who's actually Smontino by changing the game attack, is in 7th alongside Satoshi in 8th, and it is Magnussen and Milk rounding out the top 10 for this Russian Grand Prix. As you can see, it is full wet conditions. Definitely the start of this race, and maybe for the first 27 laps of it to come. This is definitely stirred the pot in terms of the drama we usually expect, because we haven't really had a wet race, I think, since Australia. And with people out of position and Edge qualifying on ultra soft, it really does beg the question. Is Diesel capable enough to win this Grand Prix? Is Popo Gamer capable enough to win this Grand Prix? Or will it be a favourite like Edge or a Light Cruiser who have already stood on the top step of the podium before? Bascadino, 17th and last, did not take part in the qualifying session, but he's here for the race, as well as 16 other drivers for the WWRL Russian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go. Steady start from the top 2. Diesel now pulling away from Popo Gamer, who tucks it into the slip seam. That's Edge has made a great start already up instead. Oh, there's contact in the back. Oh, there's a front wing flying off. Oh, there's absolute drama as Diesel and Popo Gamer going side by side, and a virtual safety car has been deployed. Popo Gamer now takes the lead. I'm sure he's going to give that back to Satoshi. Yes, he does. Edge and Light Cruiser making up 2 positions apiece at the start. Anonymous PLZ really not having the best of starts. Kalesi's up into 6th. Satoshi's still in 8th. Hettis, Davey and Belinda round out the top 10, but there was drama behind them as Bascadino looks like got through pretty much unscathed. Milk certainly hasn't. He's without a front wing. Has Adam sustained some front wing damage? Let's yes, he has. You can see on board that Toro Rosso. Look how much understeer is getting through these corners. It's bad enough with a full car in the wet. With a damaged car, it's going to be even worse as the virtual car has actually ended. We've got this Williams of Atez in 14th, and oh, Jess, and look at Milk going extremely wide, as is Atesi, and I'm going to call him Magnussen, has got past Milk, who's actually limping, and disaster of a start. He's probably hoping for a full safety car, but that hasn't been what was to come. As Edge is going to sit up the inside of Popo Gaming to turn 13 there. He'll be a brave one to do it. And look at Light Cruiser! Light Cruiser, after Edge got compromised after that failed attempt at getting past Popo Gamer, slices his way past his teammate, and now it is Light Cruiser ahead of Edge and up into that final remaining podium spot. But I don't think this battle is going to end prematurely, because Diesel looks to be just keeping that first position for the time being. Popo Gamer putting pressure on him, and look how tail happy Light Cruiser is getting out of that final corner. the drivers probably aren't experienced enough with these conditions, so it's really a guessing game, to be honest, with their braking point. Just look how defensive Diesel's going. You're allowed to do that. Is Purple Gamer going to send it up the inside of turn 1? Can he take the lead of the Grand Prix? No, he can't. They're going side by side as Edge actually gets past Light Cruiser, forces him off the track a bit. Are they going to go side by side through turn 3? You betcha they are, but Edge, with the better lines through there, takes third place back from his teammates. And these Renaults are having a great squabble in the first laps. Purple Gamer goes wide at turn 4 there. No harm done for the Williams. As Venomous, look how close he's getting. And PLZ is dropping off the tail of this battle. And Blinder's managed to get past Satoshi in the process, but gets very out of shape on the exit of turn 5 there. And Satoshi takes that place back. So he's now back up into 7th place. For Milk is absolute disaster as he's out of the session, out of the race, and Crazy R hasn't fared too much better either. As onto the second straight of the, which would have DRS, not in the dry right now, and definitely not going to happen in the wet because it's obviously unsafe. But yeah, Diesel, Purple Gamer, Edge, and Light Cruiser 1, 2, 3, 4. Sauber, Williams, and the 2 Bananas make up the top 4. Anonymous just waiting patiently, waiting for his prey to arrive, and his prey might be a mistake from one of the top 4. But everyone's saying a formation for time being as we head on to the end of the second lap. Third time lucky for Purple Game. He might try it once again into turn 1. Late on the brakes goes to Williams, side by side between the two of them. Oh, a bit of lag going on, and Diesel manages to stay ahead. But here comes Edge now. Purple Gamer once again fails to get past the Sauber, and flying through on the inside goes Edge, who goes very wide for good measure, but takes second place off the Williams, and Light Cruiser gets past Purple Gamer as well. So it's a double combo, a wombo combo for the Renault pair. They get past the Williams, and look how much pressure Edge is putting on his fellow countryman there, almost harassing the Sauber going through turn 5 there. He backs off for the time being. Just be sensible in the dirty airs. Diesel squirming through these sequence of corners here. So he seems very struggling and very inexperienced in these conditions, and it really seems to be hurting him. And Edge definitely does not need a second invitation to walk through an open door. He's shown it time and time again in this season that he is capable of snatching wins, and he probably doesn't expect them to. Germany, for example, is one great example. He started way further down than he did today. He's going to try and move up the inside. He doesn't. Watch out for Light Cruise that's gone board. It's gone board with Purple Gamer, who's actually in the rear of this battle. So you can see everything commence ahead of him, although it is very difficult to see other cars in such horrific conditions. As PLZ is fighting away with Bascadino and Satoshi for 6 spots, and he actually manages to edge out Bascadino as his yellow flag somewhere in sector 3. Thankfully it's not for any of the top 4. I'm assuming it's for Atez, I think. Yeah, Atez has some trouble here, trying to get back on the circuit. As let's see what can happen. Diesel once again having to go defensive. Or is he? He's not actually going that defensive as he was with Purple Gamer. And Edge is going to send up the inside of turn 1, is he? They're going side by side once again. And once again, Diesel manages to get past, outbrake him. And look at Light Cruiser. He says, you know what, if you go and get past Diesel, let me have a go. And Edge gives him the room, and Light Cruiser now takes second place. And maybe Renault are forcing some team orders here. Maybe if one can't get past in one lap, then the other can try again. Or maybe that was just a lapse of judgment from Edge, and Light Cruiser saw his opportunity and pounced immediately and deservedly takes that second place. It's Edge. Oh, he makes contact with the wall there. Lucky to escape unscathed there. But you can see even the most experienced and probably the best drivers can struggle in these conditions. So it's really not a case of the noobs being really exposed here as Coletti gets past SLA PLZ. So PLZ not really having the best race so far, and he nearly loses the back end there on the exit of turn. Oh, he's made contact with the wall. Just about to say he got very tail happy mix at turn 9. It's cost him through turn 10. He's also played to Blinder, and that is front wing damage for him. There's some yellow flags in sector 1. It's for Crazy Yoss. Crazy Yoss really having a treacherous race, like the conditions itself. And I think that might be the first DNF going in his favour. Probably not in his favour, but anyway. Light Cruiser's getting very close to Diesel. Oh, and he takes the lead. Diesel goes wide. And look at Edge. He's getting interested as well. But Light Cruiser now takes the lead. As Edge gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for exceeding the track limits. That'll cost him in the pit stops if they need to make one. But look, he's not stopping him trying to make the lead of the Grand Prix. And you know what? He's done it. Edge now takes over the lead of the Grand Prix. Can Light Cruiser fight back into turn 2? He'll give it everything he's got. But it's not enough. And that is Edge up into first position, and Light Cruiser following closely behind. Diesel, after making that mistake on the exit of turn 17, costing the 2 places to the 2 banana cars. Purple Gamer has regained his composure somewhat, and he's back up into 4th place, but Anonymous really falling off the tail of this 4-way pack for the lead of this Grand Prix. Oh no, PLZ, he spun on the exit of turn 4. That is absolute disaster. And this race was looking so promising at one point, and it's really fallen to pieces. Front wing damage. Yeah, it's really not gone well for PLZ. And oh, that's him out. He's out of the race. Left front tyre gone. He's out the session. He is absolutely livid. And becomes the second DNF, technically third, because Milk will not take any further part of this race, of this Russian Grand Prix. Purple Games can have a go at Diesel round the outside of turn 2. Can he get the job done? They're going side by side, but I think Purple Gamer just edges ahead. Now gets the position back, because he might have cut that turn 2 there, and sensibly gives third place back to the Sauber's hands. And will now have to try and fight back once again, but he does look the quicker car out of these two, and he'll be looking to get past very shortly, because if they carry on battling, Toro Rosso of Anonymous will definitely clean up their mess. Second time lucky for Satoshi. He's going to try, round the outside of turn 13. Oh, and very close to contact. He's going to do the switchback move, and he pulls it off to absolute perfection, and into 5th place goes the Sauber of Satoshi. Absolutely brilliant move, but it goes wide. It goes wide at turn 15 there. Can Anonymous fight him back? I think he might have a go here into the final corner of turn 17. Surely not. No, he backs out of that sensibly. Might try and get a run on the straight heading towards turn 2. But Satoshi now takes his place. So it's now 3 and 5 for Sauber at the moment. Basquiat getting ever closer to Anonymous. He's getting so close to the back end of the Sauber. He's surely going to try and retake that 5th place back from the Sauber. Into turn 2 we head now. They're still going wheel to wheel. Sauber gets forced off the track a little bit, but that doesn't stop Anonymous going around the outside and retaking over that 5th place. Or does it? Because if he's going to let the Sauber through, they've got to be wary of Bascadino. He's going to try and go around the outside of Toro Rosso. I'd rather think that move wasn't going to happen anytime soon. It might still happen into turn 5, and flying through on the inside goes Bascadino. Can he take that 6th place spot? Yes, he can. I'm saying spot, I should say. Bascadino, a great move there, but it goes wide, and could that invite Anonymous to get past once again? Absolutely great racing, and Kalesi and Belinda in the background, they're going wheel to wheel again. These two having a great scrap, and look at Belinda, he might fancy Anonymous. 2 in 1 go. It's not quite Rick Vega in Barcelona, but it's absolutely great to see these two going side by side once again. But Anonymous just has the edge. Here comes Kalesi now. Oh, great contact between Kalesi and Anonymous. Oh no, and Belinda's made contact in the process. Front wing damage for both the Mercedes and the McLaren. And their races coming to a premature end, I suspect, in this battle, because front wing damage really not going to help them as Belinda gets a 3-second penalty for good measure. But Basquiat, right on the back of Satoshi, and Satoshi might lose a place to the Dutch Mercedes driver on lap 11 of this Grand Prix. This race has flown by, And it's a bit disappointed we haven't seen any pit stops, because that really would shake up the order. Maybe in the latter stages, we're still not approaching halfway distance just yet. Into turn 2, Basketino has a look, but not. It's too far back to challenge this time around. Or is he though? Because Satoshi gives him all the room he deserves, all the room he needs. And he, oh, look how tail happy he's getting. That's really easy pickings, Basketino. Taking a candy from a baby, to be honest. And that is brought him up into 5th place. To starting 17th, up 12 places, and there's still more position to find. Edge gets another 3-second time penalty. It's really haunting him. The track limits, he clearly needs to just sharpen up on the corners. Well, I mean, at this rate, he's pretty much lost first position to Light Cruise unless Ruben makes a crucial mistake. He just needs to keep it on the circuit, and second place will definitely be his. The last thing he wants is to lose second place to Diesel thanks to penalties, but at this rate, it wouldn't really surprise me. Oh dear, what's happened to Satoshi? He was in 6th place behind Basketino fighting away with Mercedes, and now he's dropped off. He's about 6 seconds behind. Actually, no, about 8 seconds behind his Mercedes. So, what has happened to Satoshi? Was in a prime position to maybe get past him once again and take 5th place. But absolutely not now, as look how close Popo Gamer is getting. The back end of Diesel, Satoshi's mistake just shows you how brutal a misjudgment on the throttle or the brake can cost you on such horrific conditions that the drivers were not anticipating, but are forced to deal with it. Look at Ruben's gained about half a second. Oh, Hettis Davies out the Grand Prix, oh no! The man running in 9th has lost it. Oh, and his car is wrecked. 3-wheeled wagon on the middle of the start-finish straight, you could say, and that is his race over. Both Red Bulls failing to finish in the Russian Grand Prix. Big disappointment. Oh dear, Coletti's now the next one to venture off the circuit, and he's out the session. I think it might be okay to keep that 9th position, but I don't know what happens to himself and Satoshi, but he is out of the race. Satoshi now going to be in a comfortable 8th, but his teammate Diesel is definitely not looking so comfortable. In 3rd position, just ahead of Popo Gamer, but these two going to go right down to the checkered flag, I imagine. With 1.5 laps to go of this Russian Grand Prix. Diesel getting all out of shape, and this Popo Gamer's timed its pounce. This is where Bottas and Raikkonen read a very controversial move in 2015. Williams involved the second time around, but this time Mr. Williams ahead of the Sauber into turn 5. He has the inside line, and that is 3rd place for Popo Gamer in this Russian Grand Prix. He had to make that lunge, and he did so in a perfect opportunity. He pounced on Diesel's lack of traction, and he made his move stick, and he is now up into that 3rd position, which has been so elusively missing in his season so far. And I think today, that streak of no podium so far for Popo Gamer in WWRL is about to come to an end as lap 27 and the final lap now approaches us. Edge has been dominant in this race after taking that lead off Diesel's hands, but he will lose out thanks to penalties, and it's a big shame, but he will extend his championship lead over Coletti, who's down into 10th, and he will actually come to the pits and actually lose those points that he thought might be actually will he though, because it's going to be close between him and D Jesse obviously was racing himself, not the AI of Coletti's. Edge picks himself another 3-second time penalty. He must be on thin ice, quite frankly, of a disqualification, quite frankly, because he's going to be so far down with his penalties. He's so lucky that Popo Gamer is 30 seconds adrift with his teammates. So he's really at no threat whatsoever to losing third position. But Light Cruiser will inherit the lead and the race win. After he won last time out in Singapore in different circumstances, he won that race on track. It'll be a race won from second position, but I'm sure he'll be quite happy. Because it has been a... To be honest, he deserved this win. He's driven very similar to Edge, kept within this range. Edge started to pull away and set a few fastest laps. But it's all down to the penalties, and quite frankly, Ruben has done a stellar job. Look at the race director for 1 second. Yep, only two. He's only picked up 3 warnings and a penalty. So, he's done an absolutely great job as Edge goes off the track once again. In the final sector of this race, 2 Renault has been an absolute form today. And it's going to be another 1-2 for the French team. But it's not going to be Edge, who's the golden boy for this team. He crossed the line to win on track. But it's going to be Ruben with his second win in as many races in WWRL to take the Russian Grand Prix. And sets the fastest lap on the last lap for good measure. He wins here in the Sochi Autodrome. And he extends his great form and great momentum that he carried on for winning in Singapore last time out. Puba Gamer will take a great third position after getting past Diesel with 2 laps to go. And quite frankly, he must be absolutely elated with that third position. Diesel will come home to take 4th position a long way back thanks to his penalties. And he actually drops down to 5th. Actually, no, Bascadino takes 3rd with 36 thousandths of a second separating it. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that. 36,000 separating Bascadino. That is one hell of a margin to snatch the 3rd position at the last gasp. And that is Satoshi gonna come home and take P7 in this race. And what a race it was. I did enjoy that one. Very, very tense, especially for the top 2 when it is Light Cruiser who takes the top step of the podium. Edge, I doubt he'll have much to say about that. Picked up too many penalties. Obviously the track conditions didn't help him, but it helped Ruben as a downside to Edge. But upside to Ruben and Basket, you know, fair play, mate. Starting from 17th, coming home to take 3rd. He gets my driver of the day. Certainly. There we go then. Light Cruiser, Edge, Basket, you know, Puba Gamer. Look at all the penalties. Edge, 22 seconds of penalties. You are a lucky boy you didn't get disqualified. But Renault, great result. 1-2 starting 5th and 6th. Basket, you know, the story of the day. Coming home in 3rd, starting 4th, 17th. Puba Gamer and Diesel, their front row currently transition into a 1-2 in the race. It's 4 and 5 for them in the Williams' favour. Anonymous down in 6th. Satoshi makes up 1 place in 7th. Belinda in 8th. Adam in 9th. And Jesse rounds out the top 10. Kalesi, don't know what happens to him, but he's down outside the points. Magnussen in 12th. Atez in 13th. Milk in 14th. Hennis Davey and PLZ and Crazy Arse 3 DNFs of that race. And that has been it then for the Russian Grand Prix, round 16 of this WWRL season. Only 5 races to go after this one. So, you know, the championship is getting ever closer. But I think Edge will wrap it up sooner rather than later. That has been it then for the Russian Grand Prix. I hope you enjoyed the race as much as I enjoyed commentating it. I have been James Cossie, and until next time, in Suzuka, we will see you then for the Japanese Grand Prix.